Fearless Gamers, and welcome to another episode of Touching Base here on Fearless Games. Welcome back, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Where are we?
Yeah, this is new.
No, we're in the same place we always are.
Wait a minute. I'm not in the same place I always am.
No.
Yeah, you're always sitting there.
No, I'm.
I don't recall anyone being on my left.
We've never been all cozy.
All
on the
right,
couch.
Stark Lord.
Yeah.
Is this? I've been watching a lot of Eureka lately. Did you mess with the time stream?
Maybe a little bit.
You.
It's okay. I put everything back. I didn't kill anyone that wasn't supposed to be killed anymore.
Yes, you did. You killed my mother.
Well, it's safe
I
to
might have
say.
kicked FDR in the shin, but he doesn't feel that, right?
It's safe to say we have no idea where we are.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's maybe if we just go normally, everything will get back to
It'll
normal.
eventually, yeah.
Yes.
Maybe next time we'll be where we're supposed to be.
Yes.
Okay, so now you know what? What have we been up to? Anyone been up to anything lately?
I've been doing a little painting on a little chapter I'm testing on a color scheme for.
Oh,
Very cool.
do you have a model?
I think I do.
Ho ho.
He's a work in progress. He's right here. I don't know if the camera's gonna be able to pick it up. You can see his shoulder pads are black. It's more of a gray color scheme. The gold has just been done. I have to still wash it and weather it and whatnot. But this is a known chapter, and I think if people are fans of Forge a little bit with the Space Marine chapter they've been talking about in the recent past, a few years ago, you might know who this is. Some of you probably are like, I know what this is. If
Oh,
you
it's
know,
clearly a Space Wolf. It's gray.
no, 'cause it's got black armor. I would never defile my brushes by painting a Space Wolf.
True. True.
Um,
I was about to say.
Oh, they're fighting words.
We're gonna lose a subscriber.
Whatever, it's a Space Wolf fan anyway. But it's not a Space Wolf, so if you know the chapter, comment. And he's not done, don't say the gold is too bright, it's a work in progress.
It's true. In fact, speaking of works in progress, I've been doing something similar. You want to do me a favor? Thank you, because I'm afraid.
People are doing stuff.
So this is going to be my Legends of War sergeant for my Vanguard veterans. You might recognize that this is not a standard Vanguard veteran sergeant. You might recognize that this is actually a Emperor's Champion with a jetpack. That's because
Jump pack.
that's because I think that's really cool and awesome, and I'm doing it that way.
It gets him where he's gotta go faster.
Yeah, so
You
you can
might
do it
also
with the
notice
sword.
that this is very much a work in progress.
Yeah.
But
There we are.
yeah, I'm
So
excited.
we do stuff, we don't just
We
talk.
are actually getting stuff
Yeah.
accomplished.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've been playing a lot of Guild Wars.
Who hasn't?
We're knee deep in the Winter's Day Guild Wars 2 event. If you play, check it out. It's a lot of fun. If you don't play, now's the time, because actually the digital deluxe version is like an additional $15 off what it was before.
Yeah.
So you're actually saving like $30. Now's the time to buy it. Speaking of savings, however, in the MMO world, since that seems to be my
Your thing.
shtick with the Fearless.
All you do is play video games.
The Secret World, an MMO put out by Funcom, recently went free to play.
About time.
It's like Guild Wars where you gotta buy the game, it's $30 to buy the game. But after that, you don't have to pay a subscription fee. There's a cash shop, but I don't really think anything important's in there. Paying a subscription fee is optional. Doing that allows you to gain a significantly boosted amount of experience for like 2 hours every 16 hours or something like that. I don't know why they came up with those numbers. I think this is a good idea for them. I think this will really improve their player base because they're a very niche thing to begin with, even more so than Warhammer Online was. And Warhammer Online was super niche as much as I loved that game.
That was a fun game.
Like,
Great game.
that appealed to Warhammer Fantasy fans. This appeals to conspiracy theorists.
And they're not gonna play it because they're conspiracy theorists.
Right. So, give it a look. I haven't played it myself yet because I haven't had the $30 to throw away. But once I do, you guys I'll let you know here. Make a video. I think that's all the things that I'm aware of going on in the MMO universe.
Well, then let's.
I got a few
over there.
MMO things. First off, just want to say, Ultima Online is still kicking. Just putting it out there.
Well, yeah, Ultima Online is never gonna
Online will
die.
never die.
No, that which is still around. It's
Even though EverQuest 1 died.
yes, it's got this whole pirate thing has been out for a while. If you're part of it, they always do everything in the holidays, whether it's Easter, Christmas, Halloween. They give you like a little like gift thing with like around this holiday season. They give you a pile of snow so you can have snowball fights. Just
Nice.
fun stuff like that. But speaking of MMOs that aren't out yet, Firefall is an MMO that I believe I've been invited to beta in, which I might do once I get a memory upgrade on my computer because my hard drive space is so low. But
Wait, what?
I don't have a big hard drive.
No, he doesn't.
I work with what I got, alright?
Ridiculous computer.
I only have like a 500 gig hard drive.
Yeah.
Oh.
Only.
Well, I have
That's
12
a lot
gigs of
of
RAM though.
Yeah, no, let's say you have like ridiculous everything. You have a 500 gig
three
hard
video
drive.
cards. Yeah, because I'm gonna get a big one. Don't worry about it.
You should have like 3 terabytes.
Stop bringing it up. It's not comfortable with the subject, no. But Firefall, for those of you who don't know what it is, if you look it up, you type in Firefall, you look at the images, it looks like stuff that never made it quite into StarCraft, which isn't a bad thing. It just looks really cool. But speaking about an MMO that anybody can play now, that's out there, MWO, MechWarrior Online, open beta. The damage tables are a bit different from when I first talked about it. It just takes some getting used to. Like the tactic of charging in there with the big heavily armored mech, because you can do that, still works to an extent, just not as well as it used to. But you always have the issue of missile boats. That's always an issue that comes up. But that is good tactical sense in a war. Shoot with a bunch of missiles. But I do know that I'm going to turn the reins over to these two because they've been trying it out a little bit.
Yep.
I've been playing it for a little bit now. I'd have to say that one of the hardest things for any person who's never played MechWarrior that often or anything is the controls are a lot different. It's very hard to get used to, just the fact that once you hit the forward button, you don't have to keep holding the forward button, he just keeps moving and turning the mouse, even though yes, your field of view changes, you're still going forward, you're not actually turning, so that's a little bit tough, and managing the weapon systems I find a little bit tricky because there's so many buttons to work with. But all in all, it is a fun and intense game. I do find it's one of these games where, unlike most where you could have the advantage the whole game, you could lose that really easily in MechWarrior, which is kind of interesting that I find with it. And so far, in my personal opinion, the awesome is, well, awesome.
I love the name of that mech.
It's a good name. Well, I don't have as much of a problem with the controls. Different problems, really. I, before this, played a lot of Tribes Ascend, which is just about going ridiculously fast in one direction while shooting in the other. So I'm already used to kind of having to deal with the fact that my mech's going this way and I'm not looking the way I'm going. I'm used to that idea. I'm just not used to moving so slowly.
Yeah.
I'm used to moving at 200 kilometers an hour constantly. And now it's like 100s fast. And the game's a lot more about precision and taking your time. And I have to get used to getting away from that twitch play, because the first couple times I played, I saw a guy and said, unload everything, shoot every single button I have. I don't know how many buttons I have, just shoot everything. And then you overheat and you blow up and you didn't actually do any damage. And it's terrible. But once you get to the point where like, okay, you can take your time, it's like, there's my enemy, line it up, fire once, reposition, fire, and you take your time and strategize as you're playing, and remember that backing up is a very viable maneuver.
Yes.
Yep.
It's good, it's fun to watch. When I finally realized I was watching Cap, I walked and was like, oh wait, I want to back up now and shoot this guy.
In
And
MMOs,
it's very
we
efficient.
call that kiting.
Yeah, I'm good at kiting in GW too, not so much in MWO.
Kiting in Battletech where it's all range doesn't work quite as well,
Yeah.
but it still works. The thing
But it's
about
a good game. Wet Mech's all the way.
The thing about MWO is that controls are different, but they're not. It's not like it's a bad control system. Even for me, being a seasoned MechWarrior player, you still gotta get used to it a little bit. It all takes a little seat time.
Yeah.
And if you're brand new into this and know nothing about mecha, even if you do, and it's just good to check out anyway, because it's a new game. It's different from MechWarrior 4, from MechWarrior 3, from all that jazz. They have the tutorial thing on their website, a series of videos of how to like basically start up the game and play it. Movement, shooting, all that jazz, weapon configuration. All of these things are done in video format for you, so it's not just an explanation of this is what you do. You actually see it like you would see it, so that's very helpful.
So going on with the whole video game circuit right here, for those who aren't aware, Space Hulk is going to PC, Mac, and iPhone.
iOS.
And iPad and all that stuff, yep.
Let's everybody pump your brakes real quick.
Pump, pump.
No Android support. Stop crying. I have an Android thing. I like Android devices, but this is something anyway you want a mouse and keyboard for.
Yeah.
You're not gonna want to be playing this thing on your phone.
It's definitely going to be something. It's literally just Space Hulk, the board game, put into a PC form, which is great. But it's easier to do.
I mean, something this big, like, come on.
And Apple,
Maybe a tablet,
Mac, iOS, whatever they're gonna call that thing, it's easier. It's much more standardized for them because only they put it out because they're kind of pretentious like that.
Yeah.
So they can do things like that. But you're only gonna want to play it on some type of laptop or some type of computer anyway. But it's out. That's cool. And
It's gonna look cool.
you know what? I like Sonic.
Speaking of Sonic, there's also one more bit of news involving video games. And
Okay.
it involves Sonic in a sense, as in Sega and GW. GW and Sega have made a deal recently to make some Warhammer Fantasy games. we can look forward to that hopefully, and I think it's a good choice.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
Yeah.
It'll either be great or awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's just like anything with Sega.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's never really a middle ground with Sega.
Exactly.
That's true.
And maybe Sonic and his crew can make an appearance.
I think it makes sense.
As
He's-
Chaos Demons.
Yeah, he uses Chaos Emeralds.
He does.
And he's
Knuckles
a
guards the
terrible
Chaos.
mutant monster.
They're mutants. They use chaos powers. They fit into Warhammer Fantasy perfectly.
Perfect.
Oh my god, I kind of just placed them all in my head, except for Tails. I'm having trouble with him.
Slaanesh.
No, that's Rouge the Bat.
Oh, I forgot about
Bad.
Rouge, the bat. You never knew Rouge.
I did
Ah,
play that
She
one.
wears a corset. She's Slaanesh.
End of story.
That's really specific.
well,
Anyways,
moving back on.
Back on.
Sorry.
Other things going on.
other big news. As you know, we do a book corner,
Yeah.
which
more people got to start adding to.
I plan to
I'll
do.
track down the
big
Gottschalk and Felix books.
The big
alright?
problem with the book corners, so we only really do 40K and War Games Workshop
We're
stuff
working
because no
on
ones
that.
really do novels. We're working on some other stuff, but there's some good news with that come out in June or July, one of those J months. Privateer Press is finally putting out their first novel for their Iron Kingdoms series. In other words, War Machine and Hordes. I'm excited. I really like the Iron Kingdoms. I know
It's
I
a
don't play any of those
fantastic game.
games.
I don't-
And the setting was cool. We looked at the RPG books way back in the day. I know James has their old Monster Nomicon, and it's a fantastic book.
I don't love the War Machine and Horde setting. I don't love the games. It's a personal preference thing. I'm not saying they're bad. They're just not a
Not
thing
your thing.
I'm in love with. I like the troll models. Anyway, however, this excites me from a literary nerd point of view. The more people putting out novels, the more kinds of things that we get like that from companies, the happier I'll be. I like books. I want there to be more books. So this is cool to me.
It's a very good thing.
This is gonna give me kind of motivation to dust off I have so many Battletech books that you guys know nothing about.
Nope.
I have read them all already.
Well, okay.
Oh man, book
That's
corner.
fighting words. Anybody who's ever read a BattleTech novel, prove this guy wrong that you know about.
Comments.
Comments.
Yo,
No, I said they don't know how many I have. They're gonna know that.
He has a lot.
If you want to get
It's a
technical,
lot.
because of HeroClix, comic books are mini wargaming novels.
No, it's different. It's different when you take the comic book and then you make a game for it, then you have a game and you make a book for it.
Okay, so anything
Yeah.
made since HeroClix.
Sure.
No, that's different.
No, that's
you have to
different.
no, you don't get what I'm saying.
I'm
There,
just
nitpicking.
being...
You being you.
So yeah,
Being
so
contentious.
if you have read the Battletech books, though, because they've been out for a while, especially the Twilight of the Clan series, which has been done, just say, hey, I've read those.
What was
up?
your favorite part?
Yeah.
Your favorite
what,
book?
What up?
Yeah,
Just do a hey, I read this. What up? And anyone who does that, I'm gonna like that comment.
Hey.
Speaking of publishing, one other odd random thing. While doing research for a different project for a video that will soon come out, found out that TSR.
Right.
We'll let you jump on that.
TSR is a company that was created by a man called Gary Gygax. Gary Gygax being a man who was instrumental to the creation of Dungeons and Dragons, the role-playing game. TSR was the company that he created with a couple of other guys to publish the Dungeons and Dragons role-playing game. Unfortunately, as the years went by, he got kicked out, TSR stopped being profitable, and eventually they were devoured by Wizards of the Coast, who are now the ones who create and publish the Dungeons and Dragons role-playing game. And that's part of why it's not anything like it used to be.
Yeah.
I said it.
But
So-
moving from there, apparently there's a new TSR that's being made by Gygax's sons.
Which
interesting.
is the dopest thing I've heard in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, a random thing. Check out Wikipedia first off the history of TSR and Gary
Yeah.
Gygax to know more about that. It's gaming history, you should know it. But Gygax, the Gygaxes, how do you say the plural of that?
I think it's Gygax's, but can I just say Gygax is the perfect Lich name?
It is.
If you're running a D&D game and you have a Lich, just name him Gygax. Your players will, like,
Just tremble right onto that. Anyways, so the Gygax brothers, or whoever, with the new TSR, are
like
producing
Winchesters.
a book called, or a magazine called Gygax Magazine, which is supposed to come out this December. I don't think it has
We'll
yet.
let you know. We'll post it on the Facebook.
I'm on their email list, so as soon as it gets published in whatever form it's getting published in, I'll get notified, and then I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah.
So that's cool, though.
That's good.
I like this because we need more magazines. I'm a big fan of the magazine thing. And just because they're not necessarily doing so well in print doesn't mean e-magazines aren't going to be a huge thing, especially with e-readers out there. As e-readers become more advanced and can show color in e-ink, then we're gonna actually get some serious magazines out there.
And speaking of now going on, is there any new news related to Street Fight going on?
Maybe.
All right, updates. We're
Little-
very sorry. We're way behind schedule because
lazy.
I'm getting to that. That's one of them. Sandy kicked us in the nuts. Sandy kicked a couple of people who were working with in the nuts.
Yeah.
So that pushed our timetable back pretty significantly. Sandy isn't the only one to blame. I've been a little bit lazy. I've not been on top of that.
Either lazy or busy.
I'm in the last stage of edits. Apparently I'm doing the editing. I'm in the last stage of edits for the beta rule set, so that should be ready very soon. I'm hoping to have that done by Christmas. Unfortunately, the actual beta rule set release probably won't be until after the new year.
Yeah.
We're very sorry. I didn't want this to be the timetable. I wanted this to be out before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, if you look at our last video, he's like, I'm gonna make it happen.
As
I'm
in,
calling you out on that.
That's fine.
I'm kidding.
That's why
I'm
that's
kidding.
why I'm apologizing
Yeah.
to our loyal 290 fans. You know, as in anything, especially in the gaming industry, something startup like this, the timetables are going to get messed up.
Yeah.
You know, things are going to get pushed back. There are going to be delays.
If you want a perfect example, look at anything Blizzard ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The difference here is you know,
Is
to make a good
that
game,
we're not going to have everything go to crap after a couple years?
When it comes down to it, good anything production needs quality, quality, speed, or money, and we have no money, so it has to be, and we want quality, so it's going to take us time right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're working on a lower budget, to be honest.
Yeah, but
So,
It's just
They don't need to know
We
about
need time and delays. Right now.
so thank
If you want to
so
donate us
now-
money, let us know. We
Yeah.
can use it.
we
Contact
need,
us.
We need 6 figures.
So now going off, is there anything else that we want to talk about?
Just it's the holiday season,
Yes.
right?
And
So-
holidays are all about getting things.
But before anybody jumps to conclusions,
Give us presents.
yes, give us. Questions.
Yeah, that's what we're
That's
asking.
what we're saying.
Your timetable, for example, from Forward World is gone if you don't live basically next to Forward World.
Yeah.
To get it before holidays. I think there's some timetable left for express shipping from Games Workshop. I don't know about other companies, but even still, what we've noticed with on a yearly basis with the holiday season is that bundles of stuff are always released for the holiday season and usually stick around a bit afterwards. Forward World did a great thing with all of their different marks or armors and Terminator stuff, giving multiple squads. So that was great for the holiday season if you got it in time. If not, you got the holiday money, you can spend on that. Just keep an eye out for sales that have been happening since basically Black Friday. And keep an eye out for post-holiday sales, not just from the big companies themselves, but from game stores that have an online basis or not. Just keep an eye out. This is the time to get good deals. Basically, once New Year happens, they're going to have stock that they expected to move that didn't, that they get rid of.
And speaking of that, December is going to be a month to really be a subscriber to Fearless Games
Yes.
because
In the spirit of giving,
yes,
we remembered we didn't do a subscriber appreciation for November.
Because we're bad people.
And we're going to still do a subscriber appreciation for December.
Yeah.
And we have the BattleTech announcement to
Yep,
do, right? So
we also do that.
We have
a bunch of giveaways going
yeah, a
on
bunch
right
of giveaways
now.
going, popping off
So-
like that. So
Let's
Like-
get
like-
started for December, December 29th. Anyone who subscribes by then will be entered into the subscriber appreciation for December, which is going to be $20 to miniwargaming.com.
Yes.
So after you get all your holiday Christmas money from your friends, your family, you get
Tack
20.
on
You
an
might
extra
get
20.
another $20, and then you could go to miniwargaming.com and just buy whatever it is you want for the holidays for your gaming.
Real quick, we specified US dollars because they're Canadian based.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
why we're specifying, and we're
I
going
want to make
through.
sure you're aware.
We want to give you Mini Wargaming bucks basically for that because Mini Wargaming is a part of the grand YouTube and online community of wargaming.
Yep.
They're, I would say, I don't want to say that everybody's into it, but they're a big part.
They're one of the biggest players in the internet community, I would say.
And I personally, I believe the other three fearless agree. We like to keep the community stuff in the community. You don't want to, send it out. You don't want to outsource. No, we want to keep it in the community. That's why we're doing it that way.
And so also,
I was going to say the November.
yes,
Yeah.
the November
The November
subscriber
subscription.
I forgot his name.
goes. Let's see what it is.
This is the November subscriber appreciation. I unfortunately don't have it on me. However, if you watch my Back to Basics videos, I don't know whether or not this specific video will be up by the time that you see this. Maybe it will. I did a discussion on proper, good brushes and a review of a certain brush cleaner. That's Masters brush cleaner, whatever. For November, a very specific subscriber will be receiving 2 Sable hairbrushes and a small, it's the exact same brush cleaner in that video, and it'll last you forever.
Not the exact same. It's got a new bottle.
A new one.
Yeah, fresh, new, straight off the shelf. And that subscriber's name is...
Here we go. Wait, let me get it out of here.
Really?
I'm not holding it.
Really? You're sticking Sons
of
Rust.
Rust.
Yes, we are appreciating,
The Space Wolves.
but
No,
unless you're literally children of somebody
appreciating-
called Russell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's who we're appreciating. We're appreciating, dudes who are named Russell having children.
Yeah.
There you go. The Sons
No,
of
but yeah.
Rust.
Congratulations. bud.
Congratulations. Thank you for being a subscriber. We really appreciate that.
Yes, and
He might be a subscriber we lost talking crap about the Space Wolf. No,
Hopefully, we made it the whole
Seriously?
video.
No,
Oh, yeah, if you made it to the end, we didn't lose him, yeah.
No, because he's still on the list.
Yeah.
So yeah, but congratulations, and whether you're new painter or seasoned, having a nice set of brushes and brushes
Yes.
is always important.
Yeah.
And think about it. Now, if you have brushes you need to replace, you don't need to go out and buy them.
And I wanted to make sure that you have what you need to keep these brushes in good condition for as long as possible.
Yes.
Now,
And now, the big thing. We did the BattleTech giveaway,
We did.
but unfortunately, the person that we picked did not contact us back. So, we're throwing it right back out there. And the winner this time
Hold on,
is...
hold on.
we're gonna reel it in.
Yeah. Clark Costin.
Congratulations. So
Good job.
all these guys will be contacted and hopefully they'll get back to us, and if they don't, then we'll throw back out those the battle set again for another lucky subscriber.
Yeah, I mean this thing has been floating around and it's just this
Bouncing back and
the
forth.
tension. It's palpable.
Yeah, you can cut it with a knife.
Away.
No, you can't.
And apparently, I am friends with two people who subscribe to Wishcraft, so they will be burned at the stake. We'll have 2 new fearless members on the next show.
What?
What?
They're on to us.
Crap.
Well, he just
Well-
pulled a name out of his pocket, and he pulled a name out of his pocket. That's Witchcraft.
Well,
True. Oh, I thought you were aiming at. I don't know
well-
witchcraft. I swear.
okay
What?
then. So that is pretty much all there is for right now. And until next time, fearless gamers, take care.
Peace.
Ready, boys? Ready! Here we go! Here we go! Here we go! Here we go! Gorky Morky Orksmas! It's the best time of the war! I don't dig the everything, but have a cup of squid. Have a Gorky Morky Orksmas, and when you walk down the street, say hello to orcs you know, to stomp them with your feet. Oh, the truth should know, on where you can see. Space Marines wait for you, want them once for me, and me, the Gorky Morky Orksmas. And in case you did wrong, oh by God, we have a Gorky Morky Orksmas this war! Oh, you git, stop mucking about! I was doing it fine! Alvin!